A southern Colorado deputy survives a nearly 40-foot fall while responding to a crash. Coming up here, what he says has been most helpful as he starts his long road to recovery.
A new executive order could change how Americans vote, and it may have big implications for Colorado's mail-in ballot system.
And a plan to replace Denver's e-bike and scooter vendors stalls again. Coming up here at 6, the new concerns raised by city leaders. But first, our top story this hour. Tina Peters will learn the fate of her appeal this morning. The former Mesa County clerk is currently serving a 9-year prison sentence for her role in orchestrating a breach of her county's election equipment. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm Corey Rose. The Colorado Court of Appeals is considering whether Peters received a fair trial and an appropriate sentence. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj is live this morning from the Court of Appeals. And Shalima, there are a few ways that this could all play out.
That's right. Good morning, guys. Well, it is important to remember, obviously President Trump has been advocating for Peters' release for some time now. But note that today, regardless of what decision comes out from the courts, it does not result in the immediate release of Peters, and that's because both sides can appeal. There is a lot of backstory here, so I'll take you through a little bit of it. In the meantime, Peters is serving this sentence for her role in allowing unauthorized access to her election equipment in an attempt to uncover election fraud. Now, Democratic Governor Jared Polis has said that he would consider granting her clemency, but he's also indicated to Colorado Democrats that he'll wait for the Court of Appeals decision before taking any action. There are 3 possible outcomes here. Her sentence is reversed and sent back to Judge Matthew Barrett for resentencing with guidance. The second, that sentence is affirmed, or finally, her conviction is reversed and a new trial is ordered. Now, this decision is expected to be posted around 9 a.m. And once we get our hands on that and we're able to go through it, we're going to bring you the very latest right here on 9 News. And you can also head to our website, 9news.com, where you'll be able to see an additional update there. In the meantime, reporting from outside the Court of Appeals, Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.
Shalima, thank you. Now let's take a live look outside right now. On the left, we've got a live look right now up in the high country where the mountains got some much needed snow. Snow's still coming down, which is so great to see. All that fresh powder there. Meanwhile, on the right, a look over the metro area. Many areas got some rain last night, which was a welcome sight. And as you can see, some spots this morning waking up to quite a bit of fog. All of that will burn off and set us up for a really nice day on tap.
We're not sticking Katie in those snow conditions. We're sticking her in those foggy conditions. She's right outside our studio this morning in the 9 News backyard. Do you still see the fog here downtown, Katie?
Downtown, yes, but it's breaking up very quickly, as you saw from our Four Seasons camera. The snow stake, Crested Butte, did you guys catch that? Over 12 inches of fresh powder. Some much needed precipitation rolled through yesterday. Of course, with that low-lying cloud coverage, this is a live look for you from our studio. Some of that dense fog still lingering, mainly over the downtown area. The metro will continue to see patchy fog here and there, so limited visibility at times. Driving in and around, but 37 degrees. It is cool. We're expecting a lot of sunshine, though, for this afternoon. So the storm system rolling out of Colorado. We will continue to see a few brief showers in the mountains off and on. Sunshine expected across the plains. Already improving conditions out to Denver International Airport. You will find some of that dense fog, though, if you're heading out near Broomfield to Fort Morgan and out across portions of the eastern plains. Just take it easy on the roadways early on. The fog will burn off here very quickly, and by 10 o'clock, we're at 56 degrees with sunshine, low to mid 70s this afternoon. 40s in the mountains, a colder system set to roll in. Breezy for tonight, staying dry, and it will stay dry tomorrow. But Brianna, will look ahead at our next system. That'll bring in more mountain snow as we get into tomorrow morning. It's great to see the beneficial moisture, but how are things looking on the roads right now if people need to head out where they are?
Yeah, like you mentioned, Katie, the big story today is that dense fog. Taking a live look for your Thursday morning drive. So really the bottom cameras that we have going on is where we're seeing that dense fog, and we're seeing that visibility is definitely an issue. So it's 6:03 for your Thursday morning, I-76 at Sable Boulevard, and then we have Highway 36 near Foothills Parkway. You can see how dense that fog is, so please take it easy, especially if you're heading out the door. Top cameras, 6th Avenue leaving the Lakewood area, and then I-25 at 38th Avenue. It looks like CDOT just moved the cameras for us, and it looks like we have a disabled vehicle for anyone heading southbound right now along I-25. That right shoulder is partially blocked. It just happened within the last couple of seconds. So let's switch things over to our main maps. You can see all across the Denver metro area, we are seeing a lot of green. No issues to report this morning. So zooming into southbound I-25 from 144th down to 76, you still have the green light there, an easy breezy drive, but please take it easy because we are still seeing those foggy conditions. So right now a 10-minute drive. And then that Fort Collins, that Greeley commute, still in the clear.
Brianna, thank you. Right now, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is asking for help to find this missing teenager. 16-year-old Ashley Rogers was last seen in the area of the I-70 frontage road and Garrison Street in Arvada as she was walking to school. Officials say Ashley is developmentally delayed and functions at about the level of a 12-year-old, and she does not have a phone or any tracking devices. Anyone who sees Ashley is asked to call 911. A deputy in southern Colorado is learning to walk again after surviving a nearly 40-foot fall.
It happened last month while he was responding to a crash involving 4 teenagers. Deputy Joe Pentlicki needed 2 surgeries after fracturing his pelvis. This is a look at the deputy here on your screen. He now faces between 4 and 18 months of rehab. Deputy Pentlicki has been with the Otero County Sheriff's Office for years, and he says the community has really been stepping up for him.
When I got discharged from the hospital, when they were letting me out on a Thursday, I had a walker, but there's stairs up into my house. And the Rocky Ford police chief met me at my house to help carry me up the stairs into the house to make sure I could get home. And so, I mean, those things mean a lot.
Meanwhile, authorities say 3 of the teenagers involved in that crash had moderate injuries. A 4th suffered serious injuries. An investigation into that crash is still going on.
We have more details this morning about the man Fort Collins police arrested for shooting at least a dozen cars with a BB gun. Investigators believe this case had the potential to escalate to something much worse based on what they found inside of his home. Investigators say multiple drivers reported their vehicles were hit by BB or pellet gun fire along South Shield Street. Officers arrested 55-year-old Jamal Lorius. He now faces multiple charges related to the shootings. Officers were able to get a search warrant for his home and found multiple firearms, ammunition, and a detailed list tracking vehicles and people. Court documents describe the behavior as escalating and unpredictable, with concerns the incidents could have been a precursor to something more serious. Police have since requested a red flag order to prevent him from accessing weapons. We spoke to a neighbor who lives nearby.
All the police cars, there were so many of them.
Fort Collins police believe there may be additional victims, and they're asking anyone with information or possible damage to reach out to them.
People are still waiting to find out when they can get their cars back from the parking garage in southeast Denver that partially collapsed last week. But we are hearing about some progress. No one we know was hurt during the collapse on the southeast corner of Yosemite Street and Jefferson Avenue, but there were 2 cars crushed and many more, you see, still stuck there because the garage has been deemed unstable. The city says they are reviewing a permit application for emergency shoring, and they hope to get that finalized at some point this week. So we're talking about maybe today or tomorrow. The city also says workers are allowed on the site right now because they're there for a response to an emergency, and a permit application is already under review.
Jeffco Public Schools is looking into the possibility of using metal detectors at high schools following the shooting at Evergreen High School, but district leaders haven't made any decisions. Last September, a student shot and injured 2 of his classmates before turning the gun on himself. Afterward, the district decided to look into the possibility of putting metal detectors in schools. A study released this week found no clear evidence that they reduce school violence. It determined that to be effective, they would need to be continuously staffed or have a closed campus policy. And it found the annual cost would be anywhere from roughly $250,000 to $450,000 per school. There would also be a one-time cost for infrastructure upgrades. The district says no recommendation has been made. It says the report was meant to ensure that future decisions are informed by research.
Sheridan school teachers in Arapahoe County are getting ready for day 2 of their strike. The teachers union and the school district have been negotiating a new contract for months at this point, obviously without any resolution. Teachers began their strike yesterday morning. The district closed all 5 of its schools for the remainder of the week, saying they simply don't have enough staff to operate. Teachers we heard from said they didn't take this decision to strike lightly.
It was hard. It was very hard. We're obviously here for the kids. We love what we do. That's why we do it. But, you know, it's scary. It's very scary. But since we have come together as a team and we've supported one another, we thought we could do it, and we needed to do it.
During the strike, the district says it will provide grab-and-go lunches for students and families at Fort Logan Northgate.
President Trump signed an executive order Tuesday that could reshape how Americans vote, and it's already drawing sharp criticism from legal experts and election officials alike. The order directs federal agencies to build a national voter database, restricting the Postal Service from sending mail ballots to anyone not verified through that system. Colorado, where the majority of voters cast ballots by mail, would feel the impact. A University of Denver political science professor says the order faces a steep legal climb. He says the Constitution gives states, not the president, the power to run elections. And Weld County's clerk and recorder, a Republican, is raising questions about who foots the bill and whether federal databases are even accurate enough to pull it off.
Unfortunately, again, election order here does not have any federal funds tied to it. So who's going to pay for this big implementation and change? And does USPS honestly have the capability to build the database that they are calling for in this executive order?
A court fight is widely expected, and for election administrators, they're already working to rebuild voter trust.
Republican leaders in Congress have a plan to end the shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security that's been causing delays at airports all around the country. This proposal would fund all of DHS except ICE and Customs and Border Protection, which Democrats won't agree to fund without reforms to immigration enforcement operations. So this would sort of be a do-over from last week. That's when senators passed something just like it on Friday, but House Republicans refused to go along with it, instead changing the bill to fund all of DHS for 60 days. House Republicans now appear ready to accept the Senate's plan. Now, the shutdown has been going on for 48 days. GOP leadership, though, did not immediately give a timeline on the votes. Both chambers are scheduled to be on recess until April 13th.